T-minus 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
My shadow. You can find him on the ground or the wall. My shadow. He can be short or tall. I can walk, I can jump, I can skip down the street, but I know that he'll stay at the end of my feet. Sunny, dark, or cloudy day, my shadow's always there to play.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to My Shadow.
That siren, those eyes, that was horrific. Scary. What an intro. Welcome, everyone.
Tonight is episode 13. We've got clips, y'all.
We got clips.
Go ahead, Kappa.
Welcome to the My Shadow stream. As always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and donate. The preferred method of donating is vodka, but that's the last week. We're upgrading the compound. We're starting a whole new channel. We're adding a whole lot of things in, including clips, which we're going to open with. This is the first time we've ever played a clip, isn't it?
It sure is.
It is. I'm excited.
So maybe we should go through what we're going to try to get everybody to move over to the new channel, which will be exclusively My Shadow, in case we get pinched by the man or something goes bad with Susie Q's whole channel won't be messed up. And we got a whole new upgrade, a whole new visual format, whole new donation format, clips, all sorts of fun to fill your void while Howard Stern is not there this summer. Would you like to tell us a little bit more, Susie Q, since this is your brainchild?
I think you're doing really, really well. I'm hoping QWERTY will talk to us about why we're going to be talking about Howard Stern more.
Yeah, but we thought maybe we could do it this week, but we're going to do a whole new revamp of this, and we're going to try to get everyone to move over to an exclusive My Shadow. Everything will be titled the same. We're trying to move all the files over also, right? That's one thing we're working on, to get them in all one big stack so you can see the evolution of this crazy project. We're going to try to talk about some other things, not just Kyle. And one of the things is we're all Stern fans, so we're going to actually open up the show. QWERTY, can you explain why I'm so upset with Howard Stern? It doesn't make sense. He's way past his prime. He's not even on. But why does this still make me so mad to this day?
Well, one of the things we can all agree what makes us upset is if you've been a Stern fan for a while, I mean, you've seen the changes that he's gone through, and basically, to sum it all up, censorship won. And not only, another thing that's recently come up is it's always been an issue with Sirius, but this recent thing that came up is these damn vacations.
Yeah.
Most recently, 3 months.
Yeah.
So
what did he always say back in the day? Radio is a habitual medium. Remember when he said that to Stuttering John, when John recommended that he goes from 5 days to 4 when he goes over to satellite, like a lot of the late night talk shows do? He goes, no. people get expected to something. They want to float. Radio is a habitual medium. Well, this is just ridiculous if that's the truth.
Yeah, I mean, he said it. I mean, he at least you know what? One thing that I like about Stern is he's still honest to his fans. He's like, I don't care about my fans. I'll take a shit on my fans.
Yeah,
that's exactly what he's doing it.
You were listening to last year, and not only on this descent, we always thought he would like burn out in a blaze of glory going down against the man, but he's tumbled down and he's like hitting us down on the way. Last year was painful, wasn't it?
Absolutely. I totally agree. I mean, it's a completely different show. It's not the show I fell in love with. It's not the show that anybody who was a Stern fan in the 90s and early 2000s fell in love with. Totally different. Yeah.
Suzy Q, I think you said that you ended your sub in March, but last year that you were listening. What was it about last year? It just felt like he was punching down. He was mocking the rest of us. And that is like the opposite of how the show started. We were all like together, laughing together, having fun. I think we have a clip of that, of what it used to be like that. Maybe that's a good talk up to that clip. Suzy Q, do you have that?
Yes.
That clip of would you like to do the setup or would you like me to?
No, please go ahead.
Yeah.
This is a clip that I pulled where Beetlejuice is just shit hammered. He is so drunk. They used to stay up all the secret to Beetlejuice back in those appearances. He wasn't, believe it or not, Beat's a little bit more articulate and thoughtful than what you saw and heard on the shows. He would stay up all night drinking. So he comes in the studio and Mike Walker, they have the Mike Walker gossip game where they have to figure out a couple stories, which one is fake. This is really the fun of the show was he was in studio. They were letting him sit in on games. You couldn't risk him sitting in on the news because he was so overpowering. But this clip is just really funny and I think it introduces all the characters of the Stern Show well, and just how fun in person he used to be. That's what I talk about.
All right.
Also, interestingly, that Beetlejuice is a little more coherent when he's drunk.
He's a good shit talker.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah.
That is very true. Here we go.
All right. Okay. All right, listen.
You know, if you can't even interpret what he just said.
I know what he means.
You know, if he talks long enough, he might eventually say something.
Beetlejuice, you know what you're talking about, right?
Yeah, I know what I'm talking about.
Okay, here we go. Howard.
Fred Bling?
Fred, are you playing?
I'm going to go with the Travolta thing. It's a little outrageous.
I got to agree. Okay, so Fred, Jackie, and Howard all think Travolta feeding himself at the restaurant sounds a little over the top.
Right.
Robin says Jim Carrey. She's heard this before, but not with Jim Carrey. And Beetlejuice says, no way Jack Nicholson will turn on his friend Sean
And
Penn.
a lot of other stuff we didn't understand.
Right. All right, let's find out the answer. Let's find out if Beetlejuice was right. Go ahead.
Okay, well, this is just absolutely astounding. We've got to hand it to Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice, you won.
You won.
Thanks a lot, man.
Yeah, that's all right, Beetlejuice.
I'll let you go to my birthday party.
I love your analysis.
Make sure you bring a woman.
All right. Okay. All right, listen.
You know, if you can't even interpret what he just said.
I know what he means.
You know, if he talks long enough, he might eventually say something.
Beetlejuice, you know what you're talking about, right?
Yeah, I know what I'm talking about.
Okay, here we go. Howard.
Fred Bling?
Fred, are you playing?
I'm going to go with the Travolta thing. It's a little outrageous.
I got to agree. Okay, so Fred, Jackie, and Howard all think Travolta feeding himself at the restaurant sounds a little over the top.
Right.
Robin says Jim Carrey. She's heard this before, but not with Jim Carrey. And Beetlejuice says, no way Jack Nicholson will turn on his friend Sean
And
Penn.
a lot of other stuff we didn't understand.
Right. All right, let's find out the answer. Let's find out if Beetlejuice was right. Go ahead.
Okay, well, this is just absolutely astounding. We've got to hand it to Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice, you won.
You won.
Thanks a lot, man.
Yeah, that's all right, Beetlejuice.
I'll let you go to my birthday party.
I love your analysis.
Make sure you bring a woman.
Okay, well, we got to hear it twice. All right, but the point of the clip was that the game was so nonsensical that B could sit in on it and no one would know the difference. We got to hear it
Sorry
time
about
and a
it,
half.
guys. There was some problem with the sound, and so It restarted. I'm sorry about that.
Okay. Well, we'll have these things hammered out last week, but that was the community feel of the show back then. Now it's just Howard.
It was hilarious and it was
His
fun.
basement.
And that's to touch on what you asked before. Last year was so depressing, and we were in a pandemic, and everyone was a shut-in.
Yeah, he enjoyed it. He loved
Howard
it.
wasn't doing a
But the
single
rest of
thing to
us
bring us
didn't.
up.
And it was mental anguish trying to listen to his radio broadcast. And I don't know, maybe we'll delve into more of the old clips and maybe some of the new clips of, if anyone's interested. I find it's interesting because it's the death of the greatest, I think, radio icon in history before our faces.
It's a crash and burn. It's a slow crash and burn.
And people haven't felt it because they're like, oh, he's still making money. Look at all the millions. But so what? It's just numbers in an account. What does it mean for his legacy? What does it mean for him, his happiness? He knows this is emptiness that he's producing. Is that really all it's about? Is money? Nothing but money?
Yeah. I guess he sold out. I mean, that's a good point.
But he could have sold out and managed to show direction at the same time. He didn't have to like dance like he does or be so PC or doing these horrible interviews. He could do them well. He's chosen to be.
He has always said and maintained, you keep making that money.
But I maintain that he could have kept making the money by being the good radio host, edgy guy.
But he doesn't want to work.
Agreed.
He wanted,
it's an internal thing.
And not work. He wanted to just phone it in.
So it was always maybe he wanted to scam us or something. It feels like he wants to scam and hurt his audience, and that's part of the pain, I guess.
That's a good point, Susie, actually, because a lot of guests that would come in and say they were dissatisfied with their acting work, and then Howard would try to talk sense, and he's like, wait a minute, what are you doing? You need to milk that thing till it's done, man. Yes. He said that, he said that several times to multiple guests.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. If it was up to Howard Stern, the whole cast of 90210 would have stayed there forever until they were like 50 years old. You just you do never change direction, you never grow. You just, if you get your hands on money, keep grabbing it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep. That's exactly what he's doing, actually. We should have took that as a prophecy.
I certainly have never forgotten that he said that. It was so insulting that he would say that.
His life is miserable and hypocritical and just awful. I have some points I wanted to make about how hypocritical and just lonely, miserable shut-ins he and his wife are. But let's go to something happy. Let me do a quick week in review. I think just in this past week, Kyle got a lamp. I think it seems like longer than that because I think it's a powerful change to the studio. I love it. I actually love it.
It's a different vibe. Yep. Yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry, Cordy.
It's a different vibe. I think it's affecting his mood sometimes, if you believe in that kind of stuff. Because he's been a little down this week, or ever since that lamp's been installed.
I think you're absolutely right. Maybe it's coincidence, maybe it's not, but damn. Some guy in live stream chat said, because I think he was watching on his phone, he couldn't see. It's really, really bright. What's going on? He goes, oh, I thought that was a window. I go, oh no, that's not a window in the storage closet.
That is a little too bright. That's actually pretty accurate. It's a little too bright.
Like at the end of the streams at night when he's been mean as shit. He's been mean as like a coonhound or some southern saying. Yeah. In the last third of his things, when it gets red at the same time, he is spouting off. It looks like some horror movie like background, like Amityville Horror or something.
Hey, we should do an experiment.
So scary.
Hey, we should do an experiment. Let's do it. Anybody in the chat also can participate as well. Next live stream, let's see if we can get him to change the color of the light, and let's see how it affects his mood.
If he leaves it on like calming blue or like fire engine red, see if it really messes with his mind. Yeah. I don't think he knows how to control it, to be honest.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
That's another thing about that storage closet. That guy thought it was a window. You know, when he smokes in there for 2.5 hours, he's not the only thing. There's no ventilation in that. Even in tanks, they have ventilation.
Yeah.
There's no ventilation, and the door is shut the whole time. He's not only inhaling like the active cigarette smoke, but the stuff hanging in the air. His lungs are the only filter for that room for 2 hours. Yeah. He's like, you put a machine in there for 2 hours and then put it there to clear the smoke.
What that sounds like? Would you like to hear that?
Oh, yeah. And that flows. That's a perfect setup for this. This is hilarious. We've talked in the past how Kyle's never missed a show, even in COVID. This is, I think, my favorite clip of all time. This is not long after COVID. He really did have a bad cough, but he wouldn't stop smoking. And so one night, Susie Q is on live with them, and he goes into a monster cough fit. And I think she saved his life here. You listen, you tell me if she didn't save his life.
Here we go. Crazy. Thank you for going on my shadow last week. Thank you. I appreciated that. Everyone liked talking to you. That was really nice. Drink some water, Kyle. Ooh. Is Des around? Can she pat your back?
What do you want? Break the deal.
Spit it out. Spit it out.
What do I do when I see shit? What do you go?
Oh, you poor little thing.
Just to get the call. But what was your question?
I love that. What a good host. You remember?
I like how his cough distracted him.
And hey, look, he plays these clips. Don't get on our ass if we play them. That's funny. And he could ease off on the cigars. We could get him a vape pen or something because shit. He had called him one and we just had to back off. What'd you say? Pat him on the back?
Anything. It sounded so terrible.
Yeah, it does. That sounds like horrible. That cough sounds horrible. That is a near-death cough. Sorry.
And Des is right. He should get it looked at. She's right.
Yeah. So just in general, maybe if we could, and he's a professional smoker. There's just no way he'll go to a vape pen. But I don't know, maybe if he could just cut it in half, because literally when the door is shut, Kyle, if you listen to this, that's the only thing filtering out that cigarette smoke is your lungs.
Yep.
And it's got to make him. Now, look, he's not going to get carbon monoxide poison, but it's got to displace a lot of oxygen in there. It really does. I mean, he's got to get a little bit lightheaded, a little bit.
I agree. He's getting both smoke and secondhand smoke.
Yeah, it's not just the inhale drag; it's whatever's hanging in there. He's
getting
and he chain smokes too. He chain smokes.
It's not all bad though, right? Because there's been some good times. Like,
he can stop.
Bring in their pets.
Oh, yeah. Now that seems like forever ago with me. Are you talking about his pet situation?
Yeah.
That it's because time goes by, fast when you're around Kyle. Does he have both pets now, or what's going on?
I believe he said he got rid of his dog.
Oh, that's right. Because he claimed it was about insurance or something like that. But I think I don't know. It's probably the right decision. But he still has the cat. I think they say he loves the cat. But I think we have a clip of the dog.
Yeah, we sure do. Here we go.
Let's see that.
So you get the lovely kitten. Oh, I got the kitten. I don't get about the kitten. The kitten follows me all day, every day. Yeah, see this kitten?
Well, she knows an animal lover. Your cat knows an animal lover.
I'm gonna get you, Austin Powers.
Come here, give me the cat.
I'm gonna get you. Me and Mr. Bigglesworth, Austin Powers. The cat follows me all day. We have to put a puppy, not the cat. The cat, literally. The cat is up my ass 24/7. The cat.
Yeah, you look really upset, Kyle.
I think he's a prop comic. I think he works best with props.
What do you think, Qwerty?
I think so too. I mean, it's interesting. He's like I said before. Kyle's a very good conversationalist. He could talk. He could probably talk about the phone book, and people would be interested. So yeah, I think so. I think yeah.
The pets' names were what? Chocolate and something else.
Chance and Midnight.
Not chocolate at all.
No.
All right.
What?
Chocolate, wherever you are, we're not talking about you.
And of course, there was a dog. Do you guys remember the breed?
Yeah, Pitbull. And this is actually, I love this because he pulls out the nerdiest reference of all time to describe the dog. Do you remember? Well, you've heard it. Do you remember what he pulls out? What nerdatoid reference did he pull out?
He brought up The Fifth Element.
The Fifth Element. He's a dork. All right, go ahead and play it.
Do you remember that, Qwerty?
No, I don't. Looking forward to hearing this.
You were,
oh, he's so
in
happy
chat that night, Qwerty, and you asked a question, and at the end of the question, he's going to respond to you. He doesn't say your name, but he responds to your question about whether or not he's called his dog the N-word since he got the dog, which he had gotten 2 hours beforehand.
Okay.
You'll enjoy the answer you get.
Okay, here comes the puppy.
The Bibbo. Don't touch me. The Bibbo. Don't fucking touch me, you fucking. You think I look like? You ever seen The Fifth Element?
Look how happy
One of
he
the
is.
fucking aliens that attack the Fifth Element. The alien motherfuckers, the Fifth Element. Look like it.
That's hilarious. Oh my god, I am so sorry. I guess I cut it off. I'm so sorry. You asked, and he said that he had called the dog the N-word so much it's basically the dog's name.
Yeah, we had heard it 8 seconds before. It's the first thing that came out of his mouth. Look at this little thing. Everybody gets it in the household. He was so happy.
But they were very happy. They really liked. They were having a really good time with their pets.
Yeah, well, it's sort of an up and down world in Providence going on up there. It's good.
I'm surprised he hasn't accused the dog of not having any subs.
Yeah, got no subs. Get out of here, stupid. Hit the brick, stupid.
How many subs you got, stupid?
Did you hear him fake being upset that he didn't get to see Louis J. Gomez when Louis J. Gomez came to Providence?
Yes.
Yeah, I heard that. I did hear that. I remember that.
That was so ridiculous. Kyle was like, Howard, he doesn't leave the house.
No.
He said he couldn't go.
You know why he said it?
Why?
To get mad at Des for something that she didn't even do. How was he going to get there if Des was going to drive him? Anyway, that went on for 2 nights that he was claiming to be upset he didn't get to see precious Louis J. Gomez.
Oh, my God. Qwerty, what did you hear, or what do you know about that?
I did hear that he was upset that she didn't allow him to go, or she didn't allow him to go, or she didn't want him to go.
Yeah, and that's my point. What kind of 36-year-old grown-ass man can't walk out his front door and go see Louis J. Gomez?
He could go if he wanted to.
Sure could. Yeah. Open the door, walk out, get an Uber. You know how Uber Eats work? I know he knows that. The Uber will take him to the comedy club.
Yeah, they deliver people too.
Tonight. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying Uber delivers people too. That's all.
Yeah, that's right. That was their first job. Before tacos, they delivered people.
Exactly.
So that was funny to hear him bitch about shit he wasn't even going to go to in the first place.
And he wasn't even considering discussing it further because I asked a few times in chat tonight why he didn't go see Louis J. Gomez.
Oh, you called in tonight and he was playing with your mute and unmute. And he's this game he plays. And when he gets too, it's too many drinks, he forgets how to manage the game. And he had the whole thing messed up and you were talking past each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't receptive.
He begs for you to get Susie Q, get on, and then he sicks you and he won't unmute you or he plays with your mic. I don't know what he wants.
I think Kyle can tell you himself how he feels about my shadow and Susie Q. Would you guys like to hear it?
Oh, maybe we could play a little game here. I know what you're going to play. Two separate people call in and ask essentially the same question. And sort of it's kind of like, what will Kyle say? And the same question is, well, you'll hear as you go along, and he answers it in two different ways.
All right, here we go.
Hey, Kyle, do you like My Shadow? The Saison's after show? Have you heard it?
Oh, I got a cigarette. Keep talking, Steve.
Okay, that's the first answer. I won't even acknowledge it. I don't have anything to say about My Shadow or the participants, period. Talk to yourself. Same question asked by a different person, different day.
Here we go.
You brought up the after show, so what are your thoughts on Susie Q? Is she just a super fan of some wacko broad trying to get your dick? Is she fuckable or what?
Susie Q is very fuckable. I don't like this after show thing though.
There you go.
With wacko broad.
Completely different answers. I liked how he paused and acted like he was really the fuck think through this and give you an honest answer. And then comes out that, well, that's his opinion. I like that. Back to back.
I don't think he thinks much of My Shadow. It sounds like.
Who's that guy calling? Who's that guy calling in, by the way?
It's hard to hear whether he knows it's a thing, if he acknowledges it, if he knows he's been on two of them himself, live recorded. I don't know what he knows, to be honest. He blocks a lot of things out. He fakes. He doesn't know a lot of things. He knows a lot of things he doesn't know. He's like Beetlejuice. He knows what he knows. He knows what he cares.
That's hilarious.
Who were the first caller was on those two? One was Cool Boy and one was
and the second was Two Master.
Two Master.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's also in the Discord.
Oh, okay.
Two Master. Yeah, he posts interesting stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, Cool Boy was quite a character when he called in.
By the way, you guys like that big hurt post? You guys want to listen to that dude?
Who's that?
I haven't.
Two Master posted. He talks about busting cheeks.
Oh, is that who that is?
Yeah,
that's hilarious.
That's big. I love those posts. Anyway.
Oh, I see from my weekly notes. Here's something that made me really, really happy. I think he opened his show by saying this. Kyle says he will no longer play clips of Red Bar. Oh my God!
Finally.
Oh,
he sees the light.
Oh, I don't know if Red Bar is diseased or won't play. I think he was screaming that he won't do a show. What's the point? It was like a mini version of Howard Stern. Fans upset that Howard's off for 2 months, but we're getting some kind of break from this monster Red Bar, which I'm very happy about. He's brought Mersh back into our lives recently. Haven't you noticed that? After not acknowledging him for about 2 months.
Yes, I don't know what that's about.
Yeah, I noticed that too. I think, I'm not sure, somebody fact check me on this, but did Mersh go back into trashing Kyle again?
I believe so. I believe, there was a clip of Mersh trashes Kyle, and it sort of was Kyle responding, but I think even before then, he was starting to talk about Mersh more. And then tonight, he said that he doesn't hate Mersh. He's just a person. He doesn't even think about him. And then he'll go on for an hour about how he hates him. He's nothing. And
yeah.
And he slept on a Puerto Rican, or is it Puerto Rican's couch or something?
No, it's the worst word. It's a worse word.
Are you serious? Oh my God.
Yeah.
But I think maybe because Red Bar went dormant, some of these guys and Callan and Tripoli are taking some kind of split up in their dude-bro marriage, and he's giving us a different rotation of these things that he watches at night. I don't know.
Do you guys miss Joe Budden yet?
No, not really.
He
Joe
still does
Budden,
a lot
yeah.
of daily react videos to Joe Budden, which get a lot of clicks.
The conversations they have there are very hard to follow. And I know that ghetto, that kind of ghetto affect and slang and the words, but even with that, it's not. Like,
Yeah,
I don't know. It's very disjointed, and I don't understand what the hell they're talking about half the time.
It's like it takes 30 words to say 4 words. It's all posturing and circular talk and just like almost stuttering with words, and it just goes on and on. And I can't tell what you're talking about.
Someone in Kyle's chat tonight. Sorry, really quick. I'm sorry, guys. Someone in Kyle's chat tonight, Cult Film Video, asked why Kyle doesn't play Kwame Brown. And I said, we tried to get him to play it. He won't play it.
I like those clips. Those were great.
Right?
I think it's sort of a thing that there's a phenomenon. If you don't find it, you don't like it. If someone else recommends something to you, you're very resistant to like being not the one who found it. And I came with Kwame Brown really hard to him. Come on, because in a lot of ways it was funny, and he was just mad the whole time. He would stop it every 4 seconds, and he was just like pouting.
You're right. He wasn't in the mood.
He wasn't in the mood at the time, also. But he asked for, give him content or call in. When we call in, he plays with our mics. When we give him content, he shits on it every 4 seconds.
Yeah.
I tried. Do you remember that week or 2 weeks, guys, when I really was pushing the Kwame Brown angle on the show?
Yeah, I remember that. I actually listened to it.
Because I'd like to hear it.
It's I think it was Kwame Brown trashing some. Charlemagne from the Breakfast Show. He got in trouble for lewd and lascivious acts with a minor, and for some reason the media never talked about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we know what that some reason is, because it's in a culture they don't want to put their toe in. But Kwame doesn't give a shit. You can't tell him he can't talk about that. And there's a lot of cover up, a lot of identities get things look the other way.
Yeah,
I was listening to that documentary of Brian Callen and the accusations against him before he fled Hollywood to be a great dude bro conspiracy podcaster, and they're really bad stuff, and these people are really gross, and Hollywood protects and ESPN protects and business protects, and it's just the way it is. They're all goddamn hypocrites.
Yeah,
true.
It's because he has high ratings. They're gonna try their best to,
Yeah, the stuff that I don't know how topical this will be in a month, but what Stephen A. Smith just said about a international baseball player, it's just I just wish everybody would just shut up. Basically, with this analysis, why does it have to be so hardcore over the top? Just calm down. It's a baseball game. It's a basketball game. It's a child
Everything
sport.
Is great and awesome and the most amazing,
hyperbolic and
ever.
just like competing. Who's better? We have to rank this and calm down. Is it that much time to fill? You can't just report on the sports going on.
Exactly.
That's an old man rant, but this shit is getting too hyperbolic and personal. It's very personal, and sports shouldn't be personal.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Do you guys still watch football and stuff? Baseball?
No, a lot of it's become absolutely. The NBA's become unwatchable. With the 7-footers shooting 3-pointers, I can't watch that.
When I was a kid, when I was a little younger, people would watch that for an escape. It was a time for guys to get together. It was a very social thing to watch football together and talk about it. Now it's just you're just hit with this woke garbage all the time, and if you're sitting around with family, that probably brings up conversations that makes people uncomfortable. So I think that's a little bit of a.
A lot of this stuff is poisoned every outlet we had to get away from this drama in life. Comedy, sports, this, that, and everything became about this politics and division and ideology just infected everywhere. That's why I kept asking Kyle over and over, when Orange Man Bad is gone, where's it going to go? What does everybody follow? Because the Daily Plate is not served for you. And everybody seems confused to me.
Yeah.
Because nobody knew. Nobody knows.
Howard Stern certainly doesn't know. What did he do after Trump was gone and after COVID died down? He has nothing. What is he going to do?
By the way, he missed out on a huge ratings opportunity. Howard did.
With Trump?
Well, I mean, he was friends with Donald Trump. And he decided to go the other way on that. I mean,
and to Trump's credit, he knew what Howard was doing and why, and he never bit and he never got hostile. He never said a word for 4 years. He could have, but he, turned the other cheek and went on with his job. Unlike Howard, everything was positioning.
Yeah.
Who knows what his actual politics are? That's why it's so disgusting what the politics are that he says. He's very good friends with Donald Trump. In 2016, people not know this. He was on Donald Trump's helicopter. Him and Beth went with Melania and Donald to Mar-a-Lago for a day and night.
Yeah,
Beth
he was go ahead.
Beth is a permanent member of Mar-a-Lago. So anyone who's been listening to Howard for the past 4 years, do you believe anything he says?
No.
That's part of the pain and the hypocrisy.
Yeah.
Coach Fairclough said, I'm sorry, real quick. Trump, like the rest of the world, didn't know Howard still broadcasts.
Absolutely. That was the funniest. That's the best thing. That's another. No one wants to take him on because no one cares. Like, who are you conquering? Some 70-year-old man recluse?
It is embarrassing that so many people say Howard is so irrelevant that he can't be canceled, which is so true. That's really sad.
It's the old line. You can't get arrested. He can't get arrested by the social mob.
That's true.
But he's fighting Jennifer Witz.
Yeah, Jen Witt's his boss. That's going to come to a head. We'll see when he gets back. It's going to be tragic. It's not going to end well. But hey, during this summer, we should probably be wrapping this up. We're going to try to offer a whole lot more content to fill that. We have got clips now. We're going to introduce video. We have a whole new background, visuals. We have a way to give a little donation to keep the compound going. And it's been a fun project, wouldn't you say so far?
Absolutely. I'm excited. Yeah, we're going to be moving to a new channel. So we're going to send everybody the link and I don't know, maybe a Discord, or maybe we could put it out in the live chat. Yeah.
And everybody's seen the old clips of Kyle back in the day, but we've been kind of like taking a lot of clips from the past couple months. They're all up on Twitch. So if anybody has any recommendations, not hostile or angry at Kyle, we want to have fun here, but something lighthearted when he's playing with the dogs or coughing or something like that. Give us some recommendations. We'll look them up. We'll find funny clips. And I'd like to find some more. Maybe we could get into Queer, you know O&A, right?
I know. Yeah, not as much as Stern, but I started listening towards the end there.
Yeah, I'd like to get into some of the arty stuff. That's another thing I kind of think that I'm an expert on. A lot of Kyle fans followed him.
I think that's what you both have in common. That you guys like arty, and that's how you guys.
I think it is arty.
Kyle, I like Stern a lot, and I've listened since '91. So, as disgruntled fans, I think I'm gonna enjoy talking about Stern. Not just because, we can hate on him or whatever, but he used to be real fucking good. And so we'll play those
and other topics. Now, they'll all be related to Kyle. They won't be like weirdo stuff but we'd like to add some more to the package, and this will be fun.
Well, we're all here because of Kyle, and Kyle is both a Stern and O&A fan. We could get into Jackie too, if there's any Jackie fans out there.
Yes.
Jackie fans.
Jackie and Billy West. Woo! Yes.
Well, yeah, like Howard, but other topics in general. There's a lot of stuff that Kyle and I really don't connect on, but there's a lot of things we really do. Also, music and stuff.
By the way, Jackie blocked me on Twitter for no reason. I barely even checked my Twitter.
Jackie actually responds to Twitter and reads it. That's amazing. Have you seen him? He's really old.
He's so little and old.
Do you know if he was still on the Stern show at the end of Stern's current contract, he would be 78 years old at the end.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's how old these people are. I'm sick of old people in entertainment. We have to get younger people. This is ridiculous.
By the way, he's still a road comic, by the way, at that age. He's still a road comic.
Oh, that's true. He is.
Wow.
He's like Don Rickles or something, old and out there working still.
Yeah, but Don Rickles did movies. He was in a casino, and he was a major icon. Don Rickles was.
Poor stupid Jackie.
Yep.
Anyway, we'll introduce a lot of things. This has been fun. This is a good show tonight. I love playing the clips. I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it was great. Absolutely, it was great.
Okay,
right,
everyone.
Have a good night. Thank you for watching, listening, and
see you next week. All new My Shadow. Come to My Shadow channel.
Bye now.